I'm here with Niko and Joel of Blind Channel to talk about Exit Emotions out March 1st on Century Media. Thank you guys very much for taking the time to talk to me about this record. How you guys doing?
Awesome.
Oh,
Thank you
good
for
on
having
you.
us.
Listen, so many questions to ask. I don't even know where to start. First of all, let me say that this is my favorite record from Blind Channel to date. I love what you guys did with this album. I'm blown away. I know how successful Lifestyles of the Sick and Dangerous was, but do you expect this one to surpass that? Because for me, it has. What are your expectations?
I
I
think we
think
want just keep going.
no, of course we hope so. We hope it will be a successful album, a big part of our career, and most of all, we hope that people who listen to Blind Channel find the songs they like, and also those people who have been listening to our music for a longer time. We kind of hope that they can see the evolution, how we're getting better and better at artists and as songwriters. Like we want to keep evolving, and we really hope that people who have listened to us for a longer time can hear that on the new album.
Joel, you have anything to add to that, or?
Oh yeah, it's we're super proud of the album, and we love to hear that a lot of medias and people are loving it right now. So we can't wait to release the whole thing.
How much did the previous record, or should I say this, how much did the success of the previous record affected the way you guys went into the studio, or even before that, how you guys went into the creative process to putting this album together?
I think,
Lifestyle.
yeah,
It
yeah, go
was
ahead.
it was more like a mainstream thing in Finland and in Europe because of that one television thing that we did. So we kind of knew that um, there is a bubble around that album and that one particular song. So we kind of knew that it was a Wacken Open Air 2022. We opened the main stage. There was like 15,000 people in the crowd, so it was pretty big. And we thought that, okay, maybe we should aim for this more metal and more alternative rock audience instead of going to the pop rock radio thing. Like we want to be a real metal band and have the mosh pits and have the crowd surfing and have the metalheads in the audience all around the world. So we kind of knew that we have to make an album that is heavier than before. And also it felt natural because we thought that playing live for the metal audience it's so much fun that we want to do that more. And yeah, that's my thought about the Exit Emotions.
Yeah.
I believe Joel agrees, Niko agrees with you. Let me ask you this. You mentioned more metal. I definitely felt like this record had a little bit more heaviness to it, but that didn't take anything away from how catchy and how hooky the tracks are. You guys were really able to bring a little bit more weight into the songs, but still keep that very approachable way of creating those hooks in those in tracks. Is that always going to be part of your DNA now that you have this heavier sound, but also still be able to still have songs that can have that play have that playability on the radio?
Yeah, like I think since the beginning we've called our music like violent pop music, and there's a reason for that, because we're metalheads, we're a rock band, right? But also we love pop music. We love like big hit songs. Like hit songs are hit songs for a reason. Whatever is happening in the mainstream scene and the artists and their songs that are like huge songs, the songs are huge for a reason, because they're catchy and you want to listen to them over and over again. And I think that's something we appreciate in music. So we want to do the kinds of songs that like get stuck in your head, and you get the same feeling every time you listen to them, like holy shit, this is good, and they get stuck in your head. So that's the aspect that we love about any kind of music, like not matter what the genre is. So I think that's what we're gonna keep. And we're glad that you felt like that the heaviness was there, because that was something we wanted to do with this album. And there's always a danger, like when you add something new to your kind of own style. Like we had a discussion that we want this album to be heavier, but it's not always easy to like add something without losing something. But I think we really managed to do that we added a bit of heaviness to the sound, but we still kept the things that make us Blind Channel. I think also the most important thing was that between the previous album and this one, we did over 200 shows. So this is the first album we approached from a live perspective to capture the raw live energy to the studio versions of the songs. And I think that some of the heaviness comes from there, and also because we write about our own feelings, we write about things that we go through. I also think that all the feelings we've had, all the emotions that we're going through, they've been a bit heavier for the past couple of years. So some part of the heaviness also comes from there. Yeah.
And this is a record that I find very emotional. I think it's the most emotionally connected record that I've listened from you guys. I don't know how you guys were able to do it, but when I listen to these songs, I feel like the songs are not just about you guys. They could be about me, some of my own personal experiences. Is this, do you write the music from your own standpoint of where your emotions are taking you, but are you considering that once the music gets out there, is no longer yours, it belongs to all of us, and you have to create something that also connects with the audience?
I think Blind Channel is becoming a community, and it's also like a cult for some people. Like people come to the shows and they kind of live in this exit emotions world as well. They have the flatline makeups and merchandise that they did by themselves. So we kind of feel that it's a community, and that's the most beautiful thing about the whole band and the fan base, because we feel that we're all together, we are exiting our emotions. So that's how I feel about it. I don't feel that any music you create belongs to you if you put it out. It's always like for everyone. I mean, someone made it for sure. It's like, for example, it's like Eiffel Tower. Someone made it, but it's kind of for everyone. Like everyone can take a photo of that. Everyone can enjoy or go to the Eiffel Tower, but it's still like someone made that, but no one kind of thinks that it's like, I don't know how to explain this, but maybe you got my point. Like,
No, I
yeah,
get it. It's like somebody made it, but they don't kind of own it anymore.
oh yeah, yeah,
We all own it to a
Yeah.
certain.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm super glad that you felt that you related to some of those songs. I think that's also like from a lyrical point of view, that's important. And it's been crazy to see that when writing the lyrics, that the more personal you get, the more hard blood you pour into it, the more deeper you let the people, the more people like relate to the songs. Like 'cause I think it's just a proof that a lot of people go through similar kinds of things, and also like music is the language of emotions, and that's because like a lot of people are going through the same things. And I think that's also, like I said before, I mentioned the big hits, the hit songs, they're usually something like, if you like look at them from a lyrics point of view, there's something that people can relate to, and the people can kind of project their own story into those songs. And that's like what the best songs, the biggest songs, have that in common. And that's also what we aim to do with our music, is that even though we're always writing from our own perspective and talking about our experiences, but still like we are always happy to see that people like relate to the songs, and they tell us that this song could be about me, and we're happy to hear that. Like that's just cool thing, and that's the thing about music uniting people.
Yeah, like I'm listening to the songs and I'm like, I honestly don't care what you guys wrote about it, because now it's about me. I feel like it's about my story, it's about my experience, regardless of what it was that inspired you guys. And I think that this album definitely does that. And the other element, going back to the sound, the fact that the album is heavier, does that make it easier to express some of those emotions? Or does it make it harder?
I guess we kind of forgot that idea of trying to be in Finnish top 50 mainstream artist level. Like we got rid of that. We kind of thought that fuck that. We need to be part of the scene where Bring Me the Horizon, Bad Omens, Enter Shikari, maybe in Europe bands like Ghost, Amon Amarth, all of those big metal bands operate. We need to be there. We don't want to be competing with Finnish rappers anymore. Like that's not our scene. We're not playing in the Finnish hockey league. We're aiming for the NHL right now. If you got what I mean. Like we're gonna forget that, and we knew that our strength is that we have the heavy riffs and the super catchy hook, hooky poppy, sugar cheesy melodies. So that's the mixture, and that's the winning formula for Blind Channel. So we kind of knew that we need to go even deeper into that, and we need to forget the expectations from the Finnish mainstream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if your question was if you meant that the heaviness, does heaviness make it easier to express the emotions? I'd say hell yeah, like some things are
Yeah.
just way too easier to scream out. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that impression. I also love that the record is like 35 minutes in length. A lot of bands these days put out records pushing almost a 1 hour mark. But I got to tell you guys, I think I've listened to the album at least 15 times, like multiple times in a row, because 35 minutes goes by so quick that, hey, I'm ready to go back and listen to it all over again. Did you guys think about that when you're putting the album together, for the listener to give the album more playability to the listener?
Let's just say that we're super happy it works like that. That's a very happy news that like you listen to the album, you can listen it to it many times. Like that's the best side of it. There is it is a big problem for us like to make lengthy albums. Like I don't know, maybe it's our fascination with the pop music or the mainstream world or something like that. Like every time we write songs, we feel like we make new demos, we make new songs, the songs are getting shorter and shorter, and so are the albums, and it's really not something we planned. We're just like looking at it like this album has all our previous albums have 11 songs, so this one had 12, and we were
Well,
like, okay, but like this is gonna be our longest album, and it's exactly like the same length as all the ones that came before, and we're like, well, what the fuck is happening? Like we're just, I think if even if we did like 20 songs or 15 songs, it would still be 35 minutes, and I don't think there's anything we can really do about it.
I see Joel laughing. I feel like he agrees with you.
Yeah.
It,
Totally.
it, it, it's great though. Like I'm telling you, I was listening to it in the car. I was driving with my wife. I think we listened to the album 4 times in the drive, and then only after like the second time she goes, "Is that did we hear that song before?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we already went through the album like a few times." That tells you the playability that the record has. So I think don't change it. Don't try to make things longer. Just keep it the way it is. It's really cool, and it
Yeah.
works really well. You guys have two really cool guest performers on the record. You have Rory and you have From Ashes to New. How was those collaborations? How did that come about?
The first one, Rory, we had a session in London. It was late 2022. We went to London to ride with Dan Lancaster, and Dan had his friend with him, and she was Rory. So we went to the session. I think it was Abbey Road Studios or something like that. Super legendary place. We wrote songs Phobia and Keeping It Surreal. And after that, we made the demo of Diana the Day, and we thought that we should have a female feature for the first time. So we thought that who could it be? And we were thinking about Katy Perry and Madonna, but we thought that maybe we are not that big
They,
yet.
they didn't
So
answer us. They just didn't answer
I
our phone. Yeah.
tried to slide the DM for them, but it didn't work out. So we were like, okay, we need to have someone outside Finland. Hopefully someone like native, like UK or USA or Australia. So we had our shot for Rory, and it worked out. And you can tell about From Ashes to New.
Well, it was like we did our first tour in the US in 2022. First tour ever in the US, first time for most of us to visit US. It was 7 weeks tour, so it was really like this deep end experience. Like you wanted to tour US, now you're gonna tour it like 7 weeks. Long time. We were supporting From Ashes to New. And we became great friends, obviously, during the 7 weeks of touring, and their musical style is pretty similar to ours. So I think it was pretty obvious to all of us that at some point we're gonna do something together, like aside from touring. And then we had a demo from the song XOXO. It was missing the second verse, like, and I was like, should I write some raps to it? And there were some parts missing. And then we were kind of listening to it, and we were like, this could be the song that could really like From Ashes to New could fit to this song like perfectly. Like maybe this could be the collaboration we had been waiting for. And then we said, just send them the song and asked like, hey, how do you guys like this song? And they were like, okay, it's awesome. Like, what is this? And we were like, it's our new song, and we would like you to be a part of it. And they said, yeah, they did their parts in the US. We recorded our parts in Finland. We were just emailing the song around, and it turned out to be XOXO. We're super happy about the outcome.
One of the best songs on the record. I mean, one of my top favorite. That one in Phobia. I love Phobia. Phobia is a phenomenal track, just phenomenal. And you guys open up the record with a great song as well. I mean, this album, you could close your eyes, pick any track, and you guys absolutely nailed it on all of them. It's an album that still has that what do you call it? That compilation feel to it. Is that something that is just the nature of the band, that it's really hard to create an album that's a little bit more cohesive where the songs interact with one another because you're offering something different with every track, so it allows the record to be almost a collection of singles?
I guess it's pretty natural for us to write songs with a big variety of like, if you think about like the term Backstreet Boys, the metal scene that we are trying to like joke around all the time, and we're having that joke on our social medias. If you think about that, the key is here. You need to have the super heavy breakdowns, super heavy riffs, and everything that is super heavy, and screams and growls and all that. But on the other side, you need to have the super pop and hook and all of that, like super early 2000s pop harmonies and vocals and everything. So we are kind of, this is the pool where we are operating. So we need to kind of make songs on the spectrum on every level, if you know what I mean. So I think that's one of the key factors. And also in one song, we can go from here to here, and then we can go to the middle and a little left and a little right. And like, that's probably one of the reasons. The songs on the album, they feel like a roller coaster ride, and that's our goal with every album. And with this album, I guess the roller coaster is even better than last time. So yeah.
Yeah, a bigger roller coaster, more ups and more downs.
Yes.
You guys have done almost everything that I can think a band that could set themselves out to do could do. Is there still doors that haven't opened for you guys yet that you're hoping that this album will open them for?
Well, like, of course, there's still a lot to achieve. Like, well, we started over 10 years ago, just like from a small band from a small city in northern Finland. And then we've gone pretty far, but that's the good thing about like this, doing this on an international level, because there's still a lot of ground to cover. Like, I feel like we're just getting started in the US, and that was like it was the main goal with this album. Like we worked with American producers and songwriters and a lot of American people, and Dead Zone was like the first song that we felt like, okay, Dead Zone is definitely our sound is there, but it's also like the American sound is there as well. This could work in the American radio, and now it's on 20 something on Billboard as active rock list. And I think like the reason behind this album like was just like to get started in the US, and I think we're just getting started in the US, and right now we're just starting. Like, we're huge in Finland, we're doing great in Europe, just getting started in the US. But even after like we start doing pretty well in the US, I hopefully with this album, but even after that there's still a lot of ground to cover. Like, the world is even bigger than that. Maybe hopefully this year we go to the Japan for the first time. Then there's Australia and the whole Asia, like Latin America, whatever you name it. We wanna go to all of those places with our music.
Is that how you feel, Joel, as well? Like, do you still have things that you want to check off of your checklist?
Oh, you're right. We've done a lot in past 2 years, but there's still like I guess the end game is that we are gonna be like an arena band in America, in Europe, in Asia, in Australia. That's like the end game. Whenever we got there, then we can start thinking about having a break or something like that. But right now, there's only one country where we are arena band, and that's Finland. So we have still a lot of work to do.
And speaking of a lot of work to do, and speaking of North America, my last question for you guys is that the last tour that you guys didn't have any shows in Toronto. We felt left out over here because we also want a little piece of Blind Channel. So can you guys talk to whoever it is that you guys need to talk, or maybe it's somebody I need to talk to? You guys let me know. But next time you guys come to North America, is it going to be an even more extended tour? Maybe not 7 weeks, but are you planning on covering some of the cities that you didn't get to cover the last time you were in the continent?
Yeah, there is a massive tour announcement hopefully soon for USA. So it's gonna be more dates and bigger venues and everything. So yeah, we'll let you know.
Yeah, hopefully, because like we would love to visit all cities, all places, but we kind of go where the tour takes us. So yeah, but I think so too that there was some new places on that list, but we're gonna be announcing it pretty soon. Yeah.
I was really blown away by the success you guys had on that last tour run that you guys did. All the success you guys have been having in the US is incredible. I honestly feel like this album is going to break all those records, is going to break all those doors for you guys because it's a phenomenal album. It has a lot of great music in it, and congratulations for putting together such a strong record.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
All the best, guys. Take care, and I'll see you soon, I hope, in North America.
Yes. See you
Take care.
See you
soon.
soon. Take care.